Welcome to Metaphysical Soul Speak. I'm your host, Elena Fox Starks. Hey guys, I hope you're doing really well in this moment in time. And that whenever and wherever you are, you're not lamenting certain facts, Jack, that are happening in your body. As you are awakening, there are certain changes taking place in your body. And I just had a conversation this afternoon with Isabelle, who has a podcast called Attracting Wisdom. Now, she contacted me the other day about plasma and asked me something about plasma and phlegm and different things. And I started asking about it, and today we kind of put together a little bit more of the puzzle. The picture is coming more clear now. Because as we were working together, and this is what light workers should do, we have to stick together and we need to work together because we're all getting little bits and pieces and snippets of information that makes sense. Okay, let's do that. And then someone else will say something and you're like, hot to damn, I understand it now. So this is what we've come up with. Remember last year when I was saying that I had put on a lot of water weight and I was having issues with water weight and I was always having to take diuretics for a while, and I'm not as much now, although I'm still with the water weight. And my higher guidance had told me that's because you need more water weight to insulate the energy that was incoming. And as a light worker, you got to hold more water because you got to hold more light. And then as you dissipate it through your feet, the energy into the earth, because we're like filters. We're like the freaking livers for the planet. And so as the energy dissipates into the earth, then all of a sudden, it's like you've taken a diuretic and you run to the bathroom and you get rid of the rest of the water. What the thing is, though, and I did notice that I was feeling, when I would get really irritated by the extra water weight and I was taking a diuretic, I was feeling really crazy and run down and super, super hot, like I'm about to burn up, right? And I didn't catch it, and I didn't totally get what was going on. And then I put on an extra layer of fat weight, which really irritated me. It's like, is this that menopause thing they're talking about? Because that's just making me angry. Maybe anger might be another side effect of menopause, but we're not going there. How many hormones are you taking, honey? To quote fried green tomatoes. Oh my God, Kathy Bates, she's hilarious. All right, so Jessica Tandy, Tandy, Jessica Tandy. That's not her name, not Handy, it's Tandy. Anyway. All right, so the other thing was I was like, God, I gained some weight and it's kind of making me mad. Like, I had started eating healthier. For a while I was eating junk food because that's what I was craving. And then when I started eating healthier, I gained weight. I'm like, what the hell is that about? Right? And then I went on the keto diet, as you recall, last year for about 3 months. I was doing the keto, absolutely perfect. Well, at least I thought it was perfect. I found out eating carrots, not a good idea on keto. But for the most part, I was in ketosis, and I lost like 4 inches off my waist in 2 weeks. And I was like, yeah, I'm losing weight. I'm feeling great. I feel amazing and healthy. And then, bam, all that weight came back. And I'm like, what the actual hell is going on? I did keto and it worked for a couple weeks, and then it just stopped working 100%. And I'm like, why? And then I gained for a while a lot of extra weight, water weight and fat weight. And it's just starting to really make me mad. So then I get this message from Isabelle, and she was saying, okay, look, if we are going through this ascension, there's going to be changes physically, obviously, right? There's going to be the changes going to the fifth dimension. We have to physically get there. And she told me that her higher guidance said, look, we can't just change you, boom, all at once, bada boom, bada bing, you're there. It's a series of gradual changes, just like the past 3 years have been a series of gradual changes and awarenesses coming into your field. Your energy field has been like, oh, whoa, okay, so it's okay to talk about my feelings, and it's okay to look at all my past crap, and it's okay to be okay with the fact that it happened. It's okay to forgive myself. It's okay to forgive others, even if they did something really heinous to you. It's okay to forgive them. You don't have to invite them over for Christmas dinner, but we've got to love and forgive everybody. Jesus said that. We've been hearing that for 2,000 years from him and other spiritual masters, and he was an avatar, but you know what I'm saying. So all of this information, right, for a couple, 2-3 years, we're like, all right, maybe it's now not okay to objectify people based on their body parts, and maybe it's not okay to culturally misappropriate from other cultures that aren't ours, and maybe it's not okay for us to say those things we've been saying in our common everyday language. Maybe it's not even okay to call people a pig or a dog or any other kind of animal rat. Because animals are sentient beings, and they deserve, protections, legal protections, and they deserve our respect and our love. And, they're here to, learn and grow on their own. They're doing their own spiritual journey. And we're helping them, and they're helping us when we are helping them. And they all give us examples of different things, when you look into Native American stuff and totem stuff, and that's part of my heritage since I'm part Cherokee. And I've had my grandfather with me. My first teacher was a raven who came and tapped on my window and embodied the spirit of an ancient grandfather chief that I never met in life. But nonetheless, there he was telling me spiritual truths about the universe, right? So we've been awakening on all these other levels. But the thing is, we're also awakening physically now. We have to go the final dimension, the final push to hit the fifth dimension. The final part of this puzzle is physically changing. And so I had already mentioned the water weight last year and the weight last year, which was really irritating me. Especially when I started eating super healthy, and then it's like, well, how am I gaining weight from eating vegetables? It makes no sense. But this is something that Isabelle had mentioned, was the plasma. And she said, do you know anything about what's going on with our plasma? In our blood. And I'm like, I haven't heard of that. Tell me more. So today she did. She said her higher guidance said, our plasma is thickening more, so that we can handle more energy, more light inside. And she said that, and that sparked some things. And then she was listening to my episode that I did yesterday, and she said, wait a minute. You said that our plasma is changing its shape to like a 5-sided polygon. It's like what I said. I think I said that. It's either a hexagon or a polygon. I think it's a polygon. 5-sided. Anyway, she started thinking, wait a minute. Well, of course it would change its shape to become thicker, to accept more light. And I'm like, yes, Isabelle, she got this. She got this right. It feels right to me. If it doesn't feel right to you, don't accept it. Just whatever, reject this part of the show. But if this is resonating with you and you feel like, oh yeah, That would make more sense, right? And then we continued, and I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I was told that I was holding more electricity, I was told that I was holding more, or more energy in general, right? And then I start thinking more, and I asked God, okay, tell me about this energy I'm holding. What kind of energy is it? And we are electromagnetic beings, and I've been on this one for a few days, and this is a WIP, a work in progress, WIP, WIP. So in this WIP, this part of the picture, the puzzle, the WIP, this is what I've been getting, okay? So water is magnetic, and I got a song about water. It's a water healing song that I think it's from the Algonquin tribe. Randomly came across my feed today, or yesterday, or maybe 2 days ago now. God, I can't. Time doesn't exist, so I don't remember. It's a couple days ago, and I listened to it and I sent it to a few people. I thought this is really beautiful, and it said in the very beginning of the song, it's a grandmother talking to her granddaughter, and she says, "Granddaughter, you have to understand, water has memory." And this is part of the puzzle too. Water does hold memory. I remember there was a scientist who invented this thing to take out the old memories in the water before you drink it, lest you drink the filtered old-ass memories of people from, say, New York City or from wherever, where there might have been trauma, there might have been violence, there might have been things you don't want in your body. Why would you be drinking that in your water? But how can you prevent that? So he created a machine that takes out all the toxins of the water and also makes it a wiped memory, like a wiped tape, because of the magnetic quality of water. And his water in this machine, he was saying how the energy of it is you're able to tell in an electron microscope his water from any other water because of the shape of the crystalline forms of the water. Now I gotta look this up and find out his name, and maybe I'll talk about this more later. But all of this, see, I'm an INTJ. I'm like constantly, I'm intuitive, and I'm constantly thinking, and putting things together in a way that other people, I see the connections other people don't a lot of the time. So, but I needed Isabelle for this, and she needed me for this, because we're still working on it. I'm sure this is a work in progress. We'll continue with this thought, but this is what we got today. Water has memory. Memory is magnetic. Have you ever accidentally passed a magnet next to something with the memory drive on it, and oh crap, I just wiped my memory with that magnet? The scene from Breaking Bad comes to mind. Remember when they took the massive electromagnetic energy from the electromagnets and they turned that on the side of the police station to wipe all the hard drives of all the computers because they're criminals and they didn't want to be caught? Do you guys remember that scene? It was hilarious. They turned it on, and all of a sudden, all of the equipment inside the police station went flying towards the wall. And their truck went flying towards the wall, and it all connected together, and they had to take off running on foot. But they were able to wipe the memory with a magnet. Magnet memory. Memories are magnetic. Okay, so that's the basis of this. All right, so I discovered today, I asked my higher guidance, and I finally got an answer on this, that and I've been going through this. Divine feminine energy is magnetic. Divine masculine energy is electric. Lightning is masculine. It's active, it's fire, it's hot. And what is the one thing that cools hot is cool water, right? But also, we need something more than that though, right? So I was thinking that when you gain an extra layer of fat in your body, what the fat does, literally the fat cells not only encapsulate toxins that your body doesn't know how to get rid of, but fat cells have been lately serving a higher purpose, is to allow us to hold more divine masculine energy in our body, and it helps us to hold that electricity of the information, of the energy coming in. When we get electrical energy, we might gain a little bit of extra fat, a little thin layer of fat. Our fat cells swell up a little bit to hold that energy. Then I got the idea that water is magnetic and memory and all that. So water, when you gain all the extra water weight to hold more magnetic energy in your body. We are trying to balance the magnetism in our body. We're trying to balance the electricity in our body. We're trying to have electromagnetic qualities in our body that's perfect. A perfect, harmonious balance. We're trying to balance the divine masculine and the divine feminine, and on a physical level, that is electricity and the magnetism. Now, my son recently was in the hospital emergency room a few weeks back. I mentioned it already. And his diagnosis was, you need more electrolytes in your body. Now, this is weird, right? And they're like, you're not eating, enough food. He was eating food, but he was even eating vegetables and fruit. But there was an imbalance of electrolytes. And I'm like, okay, all right. So we all need to be drinking Pedialyte when we're feeling run down, because that's helping. So maybe that's because the energy coming in was the plasma from the cosmos that had more magnetic energy in it. When it's very, very strong, like a supernova, which I think is magnetic, it wipes our memories temporarily because it's magnetic. And I think that it throws our water balance off, and we need electrolytes, which is electricity. Literally, there's electricity in electrolytes, and Pedialyte contains electricity. And so we need to drink that so that our body balances out again. This is a whip, okay, you guys? This is like totally a work in progress. So it's just, these are the thoughts. And then we start talking about we went back to the idea of the plasma. And I asked God, and God said, well, that's a balancer. Your plasma is a balancer between the two. It's like the bridge. Think about what plasma is. It's not quite water. It's thicker than water. It's a little bit more like fat, but it's not quite like fat. Like the consistency of the plasma in our blood. And that's what I got today, was that the plasma is a great balancer between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. So that's what I got so far, guys. This is a working theory in progress. This is what's happening to our bodies. And then, one more thing now, though, because then she said something about, Isabelle mentioned glass. She mentioned, even when we have on tops of telephone poles, there's the electricity that goes from pole to pole along the wires, and the caps on top, the glass caps, hold and contain the electricity. I'm like, yes, they do, don't they? And what is glass like? Glass was sand that was turned into a liquid, and now it's a frozen liquid. Like a crystal. Like us. Because we are becoming crystalline forms to contain more electricity. More energy. Oh my God. Okay, we're going to slow clap that one out of the room for a moment. Just think about it, toss it around, turn around in your mind a little bit. If this is sparking you in ways that you're like, wait a minute, we are becoming crystalline. I just took a picture of my hand today, and then as I blew it up, I could see all the rainbow little crystals. It looks like my hand is shiny, like I put something shiny lotion on it, but I didn't. Actually, my hand's dry as hell right now. But I'm looking at this going, well, yeah, our skin is getting very, very shiny. because we are becoming crystalline forms. And the more crystalline we get, the more energy we can contain in our body. And as our plasma grows thicker to contain more energy in our body and be the buffer, it's kind of like the bridge or the buffer or the balancer. And the extra water helps us with the magnetism, and the extra fat helps us with the electricity. And it's all we are all a work in progress as well. And we are getting to where we need to be, but this is just a part of the process. And I was told like, yeah, you might gain weight, but you're going to lose it later. Don't worry. We're going to be able to shape and mold and sculpt our body with our mind very, very soon, very shortly. And our mind, by the way, memory is magnetic. And we remember what we want to look like. And our sheer force of our will force is masculine. It's electric. We use our will, which is electromagnetic energy, to put that on our subconscious mind, which will then sculpt and shape our body. Because our subconscious mind is amenable to suggestion. And when you couple it with emotion, which is, again, emotion is very lunar, very feminine, very divine feminine. But you also push it with action, which is masculine. So imagine what you want, then you exercise a little and eat right. Anyway, it's a work in progress. That's what I got so far, guys. So don't be upset when your body changes. Just understand it's all part of the journey. According to disclosurenews.it, at 8 in the morning they had no data still blackout, but then at 10 they said, okay, blackout is over. There was strong activity going on the whole time there was a blackout, apparently. And there was a pillar that reached power 68 2 hours after the data came back live. And then in the evening report, they said, well, to summarize, the blackout started January 14th at 8 p.m. and ended on the 16th at 7:30 a.m. So for 35 hours and 30 minutes, it was a complete total blackout. As the data returned, we had the significant peak of 67, followed by a minor move to power 25. So there was that. Now, as far as the Heart Math Institute goes, they said, let's see what they have to say for themselves. All right, so in California, we'll start with California. And Honolulu's come way down in energy, so they're balancing out more. California started off at 62 hertz frequency at midnight, and by 5 a.m. they were up to 74. Hofu, Saudi Arabia, started off at 0 and ended at 0, just like Alberta, Canada, zeroed out all the way across. Now, Lithuania started off at 9 hertz frequency at midnight, and by 5 a.m., they were back down to 0. So we have 3 cities at 0. So that's Saudi Arabia, Canada, and Lithuania. Think about that for a moment, where those are on the globe. Now, in Northland, New Zealand, 80 hertz frequency at midnight, and that went up to 86 hertz frequency by 5 a.m. And here we go again, with Honolulu being the top contender. It's not even a contender, it's the winner every day for weeks now. Honolulu, South Africa, started off at 222 hertz frequency at midnight. And they went down to 221 hertz frequency by 5 a.m. So not a whole lot. I mean, not a lot of change, but it's weird. Like a lot of the Schumann resonances around the world, they're registering different, like vastly different. 0 to 222, that's vastly different. I mean, when you go down to 0, it's not like you go down to the second dimension, right? So I don't know what it means. I'm just reporting the news on where the numbers went. Spaceweather.com, they are claiming that the solar wind speed today picked up a bit from yesterday's 342.8 kilometers per second. Not a lot more to report as far as the Ulu neutron counts. basically the cosmic radiation in the air today, it's still at a high. Not at very high, it's just at a high. Which is okay. That's okay with me. We don't need it to be super high. No, not at all. The All Sky Fireball Network is reporting 8 fireballs today, which I think is the same as yesterday. Maybe there weren't any more. Maybe it only upgrades when new fireballs arrive. We do have a solar minimum continues, absolutely low solar activity. We did get a little bit of solar wind popping out of the sun today. They're saying that we're probably going to see that around the 19th, so we're getting a bit of a break. Yesterday was the last time we got hit by solar winds. Then we're going to have a 4-day break, so it's going to be a lovely weekend, not a lot of extra energy mucking up our plans, not making us extra tired and the like. So that will be nice, won't it? Having a little bit of a break. So lesson 213 is where we're at in A Course in Miracles. You may find the Foundation for Inner Peace website at acim.org. And we're going to read this because it's a high vibration lesson today. Lesson 213 is, I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. And taking from the review lesson today from lesson 193 is this. All things are lessons God would have me learn. All things are lessons God would have me learn. A lesson is a miracle which God offers to me in place of thoughts I made that hurt me. What I learn of Him becomes the way I am set free. And so I choose to learn His lessons and forget my own. I'm not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. So there you go. It's a little bit sing-songy, rhymey today. I kind of like it, though. All right, well, we've got a couple minutes on this half hour. Yesterday, I was contacted by a fifth-dimensional Arcturian who came and started telling me a bunch of crap that's not true, and he totally invaded my space. And actually, I didn't know if it was a he or she. I couldn't really tell, but it felt like a she, but then a he. It's like a shapeshifter Arcturian energy from the fifth dimension, and he was just being a joker, and he started to tell me stuff that wasn't true. And I had to have Archangel Michael escort him out of my room. I said, look, Jack, I don't know who the hell you are. You did not contact me via telepathy first. You just showed up in my room. He tried to touch my arm and my leg, and I started getting pain in my arm and my leg from him. I'm like, you need to stop effing touching me and get the hell out of my room. And I asked Archangel Michael to come, and he escorted him out. Then I asked Brother Yeshua, otherwise known as Jesus, to come and be with me and restore the balance in my room and help me restore my own energy to a state of balance as well. While we are going through this, we may be contacted by people who are just in the fifth dimension, just slightly above us, slightly out of phase than us. They are not gods. They are people in a different dimension. They are just like you or I, but they are phased up a little bit. Don't worship other beings. Don't make them your gods or your all-encompassing go-to. Take everything with a grain of salt and be very aware. Use your discernment. Ask the prime creator first, the source of all things, the one will to good, the universe, whatever you want to call God. Always use your discernment by asking God first. Ask the God within first. If it doesn't feel right, it's not right. Get it the hell away from you. Now, Corey Good was talking about this, that a lot of beings will make you feel good physically. They'll give you your endorphins that you need. And then they can use your body and take some of your energy away. So you got to always use your discernment. Always, always, always. I just want to bring that up because it happened to me last night. And I was like, out the door, Jack. I know. I use my discernment. Thank you, God. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. And when I come back, we are going to channel Michael Sherhan of Ashtar Command and the Pleiadian Light Forces. He is somebody who is spiritually aware. He doesn't work with all the groups that Corey Good talks about. He told me he stays away from them, and he only contacts the higher spiritual people who are more in tune and aware of the spiritual qualities and aspects of this ascension. All right, I can't say that he's like all Pleiadians, but I know that he's him, and he spent all night with me last night just hanging out, and he's a very cool person. So we're going to hear what he has to say right after this message. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's high time you did. It is the absolute easiest way to make a podcast. First of all, it's absolutely free. Second of all, they have creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. You guys have known that I've been doing this for 8 months using the Anchor.fm app right on my cell phone, and I have done it everywhere, right? I have recorded this in my living room, my bedroom, little cafes in Quito, Ecuador, all over Cuenca. It's so absolutely easy to make your podcast, and editing is just a snap. Anchor also will distribute your podcast for you, and it took me about 2.5 months to become syndicated, and now I'm available on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more, and so can you. You can make money from your podcast also, and there's no minimum requirement. You get paid from your very first listener. It is everything that you need to make a podcast all in one place. So please, if you are interested in making a podcast of your very own, do not hesitate to start with Anchor. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. All right, guys, I am here connected with Michael Sherhan of Ashtar Command and the Pleiadian Light Forces. He has an amazing message for us, and I know because he already said it. We already recorded it, and yet one more time the audio got erased. I asked for the angels that oversee audio recording equipment to make sure this goes through. I asked God to interfere on our behalf because we cannot allow them to win. I will not be censored. If any of you have any contact at all with the Akashic Records, you have my permission to hear the last half-hour show that I did record that got erased because it is in the Akashic. It is in the Akash. It will always be there forever and forevermore. You have my permission to see all the things that I tried to record that got erased. I will not be censored. I cannot be censored by the government, this secret space program, the forces of evil, the cabal. I will not be censored. My words will not be denied. I'm going to ask one more time that God protect this recording, that you all can hear the words that I channeled via telepathy indirectly from Michael Sherhan, who is a physical being in the fifth dimension. He is in charge of the Pleiadian Light Forces, and as I say this, the sky is a beautiful rosy pink with silver and white clouds. I think that's a lovely sign. Earlier I saw the Islam sign in the sky. Since I'm Muslim, I think that's a good sign. I just saw the male powerful energy sign. So I think this is good. This is it. This is where we're going to go. All right. So I'm going to take a couple deep breaths. I've already touched my forehead and said Kia Sha 3 times. I've already said Linkura Sha Tadaba to connect to my higher self. Then I said it again to connect to Michael. Then I said it again to link us. And he's right here. I can't see him, but I see him in my mind's eye. And he is here with me. And so, welcome to the show, Michael Sherhan. Please continue. Give us the same message you gave us before, if you can. He says, I will try my best. Thank you, Michael. That's all we can ask. Greetings and hello to all of my brothers and sisters of the earth. All of those of you who are ascending to the light, to the 5th dimension. My message today is about bringing yourself to the light in some enjoyable ways and in easy ways. But first we're going to talk about people that have done this before you from your world. Even though we could claim Jesus or Brother Yeshua as a Pleiadian, indeed he was, originating on the Pleiades, he did physically ascend in a human body in your world. And when you see pictures or depictions of him, what you see is that halo, that glow behind him. It is like a circle behind him, almost like a glowing orb. What this is his light body. Now, the light body gets ignored quite a bit in your world. A lot of people want to think about your mental body, your emotional body, your physical body, but the light body is somewhat vague. It's kind of a mystery, and as a mystery, you don't really know what to do with it, so you kind of go, well, we'll worry about that later. Put it to the side, we'll think about that later. But when you look at your saints, pictures of your saints and pictures of your ascended masters and spiritual beings, and indeed even angels are depicted with a halo behind them. And the halo behind them is a round, glowing body of light. Sometimes it's depicted as yellow, which is the lower octave of gold, the metal, which shines with the brilliance of the sun. But we're here to tell you that it's real, and you have one too. And we're going to talk about how to increase the light in your light body. There's several ways to do it. One of them is when you make love. When you make love to somebody that you are in love with. And this love making, the act of actually making love for an hour or 10 minutes or however long it takes, as long as you have a connection with that person and you're linking up, energy to energy, field to field, etheric body to etheric body, chakras to chakras, and in some cases, some of you link up cell to cell, especially if you're twin flames. When you link up with that person and you look into their eyes and your eyes are open and your heart is open and your mind is open and your body is open to receiving the energy, the love, and the touch, that increases your light. That increases your light body. And we do pay attention to your culture, and we know that there's always that kind of a joke in your sitcoms or your comedy movies when someone says, "Oh, look at you, you're glowing. Ah, you got laid." We see this joke all the time. "Oh, look at you. Oh, Sally, she's sure glowing. Oh, I know she just got laid. I'm going to give her a razzing about it. We're going to tease her about that. No wonder she's happy. She's glowing. Why is she glowing? She had sex. She had sexual intercourse. She made love with somebody. And we're here to tell you that when you pick somebody up off the street and have sex with them, that's not how you get this glow about you. There has to be actual love flowing through your body and intimacy where you have connection with each other's eyes, each other's hearts, each other's minds. But when you have this energy, you have your energy, you have their energy, and you have the energy that flows between you, which is like a third energy. And it increases your light body by 10%. Now, if it's with your twin flame, it can increase it 20%. So, we'll have you know that when you make love, and we mean really truly make love, we don't mean when you fall back to your base animal desires, when you close your eyes and don't have an intimacy, you don't have a connection, and you think about your quote-unquote material to you know what. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about when you increase your presence with that person, your I am presence, your divinity. When you mingle your divinity with another divinity. When you mingle your light with the light of another. The person that you love. The person that you partnered up with. The person that you are intimate with. That will increase your light body. That will increase the density. And when we say increase, we mean raise the vibration of you so that you can physically get into the fifth dimension faster and easier. Love make your way into the fifth dimension, if you will, if that's what you wish. If that's the way you want to do it, there's 1,000 paths to God, as they say. 1,000 roads lead to the one. So we're trying to get you to think along these lines because making love is a divine, sacred, ritualistic experience if you make it so. And we mean ritualistic in a high vibratory way. When you make love, you have no barriers between the one that you love. You increase your light body. And it increases the light in your physical body, and that will help you reach the threshold of the fifth dimension and push you beyond. Now, that's not the only way to do it. That's just one way. And again, we don't mean for you to go out and find a sexual partner today to do that. That's not what will work. That won't work. Now, if you're also with a partner that you do not have this type of intimacy with, you need to reevaluate your priorities in these moments. You need to reevaluate the relationship in these moments. If you cannot make love with the light on or a kind of a light on so that you can make eye contact and see the divine in them through the divine in you, there might be intimacy issues you need to resolve, maybe through a counselor or other means, but we want to tell you that is something you want to increase in your life, is that intimacy level. Now, beyond that, there's another way to do it if you don't have a partner, and this is through meditation. If you are by yourself, meditating, we are asking at this time that you call upon your Pleiadian Ascension partner, and if you are a starseed, you have one of us. And all of the Pleiadians that are now surrounding your planet in the higher dimensional realms that are in my mission, the Ashtar command, we are here to help you ascend physically. We are here to help you increase your light body, because that's going to help you. Merkaba, spirit light body. It's going to help you increase the energy in your physical body, which will help push you over the threshold, as we just said. So ask for your Pleiadian Ascension partner to come and meditate with you. You're not going to physically see us with your eyes. You might see, if you do the Kia Shah, you might see us through your third eye. We are not all of us are spiritual masters. Some of us are more spiritual than others. We have a little bit more knowledge than you. We're not gods. Don't worship us. We are your friends and your partners in your ascension. We want to make that clear. We don't want to be worshipped. We want to be loved as your family, your spiritual family, your brothers and sisters, your friends, your best friends. When you want to connect with us, touch your forehead and say, Kia Shah, so that you can see what we are sending you. Say that 3 times when you touch your forehead. If you want to hear us better through telepathy, telepathic means, touch your ears and say, what is this one? Link Kura. Link Kura. Yes, okay. That's what I heard you say earlier, I think, but I'm not sure. So, Link Kura. Like Lin Kura. Right? And you touch your ear holes and say, okay, so I'm going to try it right now. Link Kura, Link Kura, Link Kura. That will help us to telepath with you better. So, the other way that you could do, you can meditate with us. Don't meditate alone. Remember what Yeshua said when he said, where 2 or more are gathered in my name, there I will be also. The idea behind that is when 2 people are together, that increases your energy. And you ask for that third ascension partner, in this case, Yeshua, in the example. He is like an ascension partner, is he not? He's there to increase your spirituality when you ask. He's not someone just to worship idly and never get anywhere. He's somebody to be with you as an ascension partner, because he said you can do all this and more. We are great big fans of Brother Yeshua, or otherwise known as your Jesus. So when you are alone meditating, ask for the Ascended Masters to come to increase your light body and to have that glow about you. When you ask Moses or Abraham or Buddha or Lord Krishna or Kuan Yin or Jesus to be with you, that is going to help increase your light body. When you ask your Pleiadian Ascension partner, that's like asking one of your friends, your best friend, with you. Because again, we're not ascended masters. Some of us we're all in different spiritual stages. We're all just in the 5th dimension, just a different dimension. Some of us have more spirituality and more training than others in our world, in our society as well. Just like in your society, we're just a little bit above you in dimension and nothing more. But we will come and meditate with you. And if you meditate with your neighbor or your friend or your brother or your sister, or even if your cat wants to meditate with you, and cats do meditate, dogs do too sometimes. Some animals like to meditate, and they will meditate with you. But when you meditate, you have a 10% more boost in your auric field and in your light body if you do it with somebody else. You can ask all the spiritual masters and your higher guidance and your holy guardian angel, your angel will meditate with you as well. This will boost you up, up, up. This is the time. We're asking you to start to meditate with others if you can. If you cannot find physical others, ask the Ascended Masters and us. If you can find physical others, if you have one other person, you may sit side by side or facing each other. If you have a level of intimacy that you're comfortable with, that does not include sexuality. Now, if it's your sexual partner, your love, your twin flame, your husband, your wife, that's okay, but you have to think on the higher octaves. Connect through your hearts, connect through your third eyes, connect through your 8th chakra, and then your 12th chakra. All the other chakras shall fall into place, but you have to first have all your chakras open. Work on yourself. Work on yourself until you get there. Then you may, if you are comfortable touching the other person without it going sexual, hold your hands together, fingertips to fingertips, palms to palms, or even your knees to knees. Or you could just hold hands and facing each other and focus on the divinity inside you and the divinity inside them. And you can look into their eyes as you breathe together, or you may close your eyes and imagine that you're linked in a higher way. When you imagine that you're linked in a higher way, like 8th and 12th chakras linked, allow the energy of God, the divine, whatever you want to call it, the source energy will come through you. If you are twin flames, it will be 20% fold. If you are not, it will be 10% fold. Just allow the space and the grace for the energy and the love to flow. If you are with 3 people, sit in a circle. That is always better. And then you become like batteries lined up. You can line up. You could be, one person on either side of you, like lined up in a row or in a column, one person in front of you, one person behind you, all facing forward if you wish. But we prefer a harmonious way of, what is that word, collaborating? There's a word I'm not hearing. Say it one more time. We prefer a way of, I'm still hearing conglomerating. He's saying that's close enough. Confabulating. There's a word. I'm like, I can't think of it, and you said it. In communion with others, he's saying, basically. If you want to come into a place of being in communion with each other, keep the high vibrations in the space you're going to be in, and have 3 people or 4 people or even 100 people, but try to do it in a circle. And then all the energy goes in the middle and then comes back out to all of you. This is like a communal way of meditating. And you don't put one person in the front facing all the other people. You don't make one person better than the others. If you do it in a circle, it's almost like a circle of trust and a circle of equality and the never-ending circle of love that is God divine. So when you are with each other, it's like you increase the energy of your soul and your light body. And as you are working towards the same goal together, it increases you that much faster. It becomes very rapid. So we wanted to bring this up to you today because you want to increase your light body in this time. That will help to decrease the density and mass of your physical body and help you move forward going into the 5th dimension. Michael wants me to tell you guys, when we first recorded this first 30 minutes that got erased, a giant flock of parrots came by the window, really close to my window, and I saw that as they were flying underneath their wings, they had red and they had blue, and their plumage, their feathers were bright. like a bright, light emerald green and also like a peridot green. And it was like 21 birds, maybe. I'm asking God, is it 21? Is it 22? Yeah, 21 birds. 21 parrots, just a big flock. They've never come that close to me. They usually fly across the street and then over in a different direction. But this time they flew around the tree, came right next to my window and flew. And he wanted me to bring that up. He saw it too. It was incredible. And I can't remember what was the word I was saying. He was saying when you want to be in divine union with others. And when I said that, that's when the flock of birds came. So you can meditate with others for those reasons and that purpose. You might want to look for a group or something. He's telling me to meditate with, or, go to a place where they do meditate. In a pinch, sometimes churches can work when everyone is praying, because they're always praying for God's help. And maybe if you could, he's saying it's not always ethical to do that though. He's saying you could maybe boost the people, but you can't really control how people pray or what they're praying about if they're not awake or aware. But you can use the energy of their prayer with your energy of your prayer, and you do increase your link to God as well as your light body. But people who are not aware, they only increase it like 1 or 2%. They're not actually trying for that. So when you meditate, he's saying, try to increase your light spirit body by meditating with others. And again, if you're alone, ask your Ascension, your Pleiadian Ascension partner to come with you, and they will be with you. You can also ask the Ascended Light Masters, or Masters of Light, the people who you feel more comfortable with from your culture or from your spiritual belief systems. The people that you know for a fact are spiritual masters, such as Jesus, Brother Yeshua. You don't have to be a Christian, obviously, since he was Jewish. That's me, Elena, saying that. But he's there with you no matter who you are, because he came here to help humanity. He didn't come here to make up a fake religion that was created 200 years after his death. He came here to boost us, and he showed us how. He gives a lot of signs and hints and symbols, and this is me again, Lena talking. So he is a good one. He will come and help you. But again, you can ask Archangel Michael, you can ask your holy guardian angel, and when you gather in the name of creating your light body, increasing your divinity within, that will create that glow without. That will create that big glow that you see about people. You've seen the people, the heavy-duty charisma. Usually charisma comes from the lower chakras, but that glow, that halo, that is your representative of your spirit light body, and you are in a glow. When you increase that, you're going to increase your holy vibrations, and your ability to go into the fifth dimension will be that much faster, that much more rapid, and that much it'll happen quicker, and you will be able to go, and it won't be as painful. He's saying it won't be as physically painful. Meditating is the one way to implement all of the knowledge spiritually you've been getting. That's what I read earlier, guys. That's not what Michael's saying to me. So anyway, so what else, Michael? Is there anything else? He says, no, I think I was a little bit more efficient this time. Now that we've had to say the exact same words. Yeah, I think we are a little bit more streamlined for this half hour than we were before. So he says, I just want you guys to know that we are here as your family, your spiritual soul family. We love you as our brothers and sisters. You are like neighbors and friends to us. And we are in awe of you. We honor and respect you. We love the fact that you are going through this so valiantly. You are incredibly brave to choose this. That's why we are here. We're watching and witnessing it, but we are your partners in Ascension. So call us to your side anytime you need anything, when you need any boost of anything. If you are not a star seed, we will still be there for you if you ask us to be. We are always willing to be with you and to help you through what you need. So if you're going through anything negative or depression or whatever, that's fine. We'll help you with that too. We'll help to lift your vibration up. And when you want to meditate, we will come and meditate with you as your partner so that you can increase your light 10% more than if you had done it by yourself alone. We honor you. We bow to the God in you with the God in us. And we ask that you be blessed. And he is doing a prayer position, hands and bowing to me right now. And he's extending this out to all of you. He says, from my heart to yours, we are at your service. We love all of humanity. And we always are sending you our peace. Cool. Thank you, Michael. He says, it's my pleasure. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, that's it. That's all I got to say about that tonight. If you have any comments, questions, or even ideas for upcoming shows, metaphysicalsoulspeak@gmail.com. If you want to talk to me about anything, or have ideas based on what I said in the first half, especially, you want to help our work in progress and try to add to it, by all means, contact me. So there's that. I'll be back tomorrow with all original and unique programming, just like always. And then it's the weekend after that. I'm here Monday through Friday now in season 2. And that's it. That's all I got to say about that. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for forwarding my podcast to those of you who have people who are wakening up around you. And they're like, oh my God, what's an aura? What do I do? I heard the word chakra. What do you mean? I had a spiritual awakening. I had an initiation. I'm freaking out. Send them to my show. Thank you for forwarding. Liking, subscribing, forwarding, all that good stuff. I appreciate you. I love you guys so much. But now I'm signing off with peace and joy and the high vibes of the holy 5th dimension. Until next time, guys. Peace. Metaphysical Soul Speak is run on sponsors and listener support. This means listeners like you. If you are so inclined to support my efforts and my little podcast, please visit me at anchor.fm/metaphysical and pledge an amount of your choosing today. Thank you.